Alright, welcome to turn 16. We have some messages. Oh, great. Events in Juek. That's just wonderful. Alright, a messenger from Ulm. Greetings to friends of Vanheim. Our situation with Agartha is perilous and consider Ulm to be untrustworthy. They have armies on our borders and we are too weak to fight both Asphodel and Agartha. We look to you for your friendship. Should you want to take the water provinces that border our lands, do so with the blessings from Ulm. We hear word that your assault on Ermor is going very well. We are heartened by this news. Victory for the living, people of Ulm. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's watch what happened in Ermor. Okay. Well, there's the cavalry. I wonder if we're going to shoot at them. Yep. Well, we actually did a little bit of damage. They are hitting us hard, though. Good. And... lots of damage. Okay. Pine here's doing not too bad. But we will definitely have lost a few guys there. Okay. They should have province defense, but where is their province defense made of long deads? That'd be interesting. I need to check that when I need to like play Ermor offline and check how their province defense works. Okay. Eek. That was a lot of javelins. I don't think our arrows do very much good against these guys. Eek. Yeah, they're hitting our heavy infantry pretty bad. Okay, and our arrows are like useless. Ugh, God. Just endless javelins. Endless javelins. Okay. Are we blessed? Yeah, pretty much. Defense, yeah, a really high defense skill there. Oh, man. Nice job there, Lighthawk. Oh, we actually hit with a few more arrows. Ooh, I think that probably hurt a bit. 6 heavy infantries, 1 Einheer, and 1 van. Okay. Alright. There was a battle in Obelschen. Let's see how Marcus is doing here. How many shard guards are we looking at? Yikes, he's got so many of those shard guards. Yeah. Ugh, such a nasty army. Really nasty. Wonder if these guys will kill anything. Nope, they routed instantly. Well, they killed 1 statue of some kind. Oh yeah, and I want to know who is this guy. Oh, here's the other Lighthawk. So... Right, he's just a level 3 priest. There's nothing special about him. Okay. Maybe he's a hero, I don't know. I don't think so. Fire shield. That's good to know. Good to know where his magic is at. Okay. Let's check out and see if we can figure out where fire shield is. Animate dead. Okay. Oh, come on, guys. We don't need to watch that. Alright, and a battle in Kishia. Taking out these undead. Yeah, Marcus's army is a big problem. He's... If the other guy's getting up on me, they're gonna basically be giving him the game, in my opinion. I don't think there's anybody who can beat his army. I don't think my armies can beat his army if like we did a head-to-head. I don't know. You can tell me what you think in the comments, but I think he's been allowed to build up way too many shard guards, so I don't know. I have to figure out how I'm going to counter that. I don't know if I have a counter for that. I don't know if we're going to beat this level. I didn't see these conjurers in the mix. So this is a problem. It's also a problem that you're charging in there, Zarya. Okay, good. Yuck. At least it's just animate skeleton, not like hordes of skeletons. Man, we're gonna lose a lot. This was a costly fight. I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about the way this has turned out. Don't think this province is going to be worth what we paid. Hey, we hit an archer for 1 hit point of damage. Yeah, afflicted battle fright. Didn't you already have that? Why are you guys just standing here? Are you that, like, you're that crippled? Okay, we're gonna, if I can, split that up and make the cripple brigade. And encourage the enemy to kill those crippled warriors as quickly as, well, not as quickly, but encourage archers to fire at them. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get through it, but yeah, it was kind of nasty. You're just still at the battle fright, yeah. Okay. Did you have a problem? Yeah. Weakened. Isn't that all? I don't know. It's okay. We're about to get them. Come on. Kill them, please. There must be a magic site in this province, too, with death. Okay, good. Alright, well, that was costly. One husk... Oh, we didn't lose that much. Just one huskarl. Killed a lot. Okay, and let's see if let's see how my one province defense does over here. He actually hit. Oh, that's hilarious. He actually hit. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, now they're gonna rout. Killed the commander. Oh, man. Alright, let's see. Cerulean Sea. Okay. Water strike. Did that do any damage? Is he hitting anything? He hit something there. Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt. I may just lose this entire army. Yeah, they're routing now. Okay. Okay, Fafnir. It's up to you. You're gonna have to fear these guys. good. Well, that wasn't the mess. That wasn't a very good strategy. What did Earthmite do anyway? Did it do anything for me? I don't see any status effects there. Protection? No. Wow. Vicious. Yeah. Alright. We have... Let's see. Cerulean Sea. Didn't we... Why is there only the one... Oh, the Grey Mercs. Okay, we've taken over the Grey Mercs. Our forces met no resistance. Okay. Unexpected event. An ambitious lord in Juic. Sectarian movement has emerged. Yeah. Great. Oh, I hate these independents. We only have the token province defense. Alright, Phoenicia. Phoenica. Independents are revolting there too, huh? Alright, let me see here. Barkskin. This is the first we're seeing of Asphodel. Okay. Go ahead. You're blessed. Not yet. Huh. Trolls. Interesting. That's gonna do some damage, but I think these are all... These must be province defense. Maybe not, though. Well, go, trolls. I don't think it's gonna work out for him, though. Troll. Oh, man, they're so big, they take massive damage from those, spears. These, wolf riders. Yeah, they have pretty good defense, yeah. Man, they do a lot of damage, but they're just not making traction. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, dang it. Okay. Alright, well, so that was Phoenicia. They didn't kill any of the main... Man, that's all they had in there. That was province defense, huh? Yeah, knew it. We're starving. Alright. Yep. Okay, well, let's check it out. Anybody diseased yet? Oh, dang it. That's annoying. Alright, what's our supply usage? 38. Oh, yeah, there's so few supplies over here. Ah, that's what I was worried about. Yeah. That's what I was worried about. We're gonna have to fall back. Dang it. That's way more. That's way fewer supplies than I anticipated. I am really annoyed, though, that it's like my vans that are getting diseased and not these grunt troops. Like, why aren't the... Don't give these guys food. Give these guys food, for crying out loud. Yeah, anyway. That's disappointing. So, I am going to make my moves, and when we come back, we'll I'll show you what that's going to be. See you in a bit. Alright, so before we get started with the turn, let me try something different and start with the diplomacy. So I'm going to read some of the messages that I've been sending and getting in the meantime after the initial events that we just saw. So, a angry Valkyrie arrives at the Council of the Living. Vanheim comes to you with grievous tidings. We asked politely once before, now we demand action. Our troops are starving in Ermor. We require a means to feed them. We will either need magic artifacts from you or gold to pay for our fey boars. If the council does not do something immediately, we will withdraw all of our troops from the front and build castles instead. The Agarthans will then take control with their uneating armies. We consider it imperative that Ermor does not fall to the Agarthans. They are already unstoppable in a pitched battle, and Vanheim considers them a far bigger threat than Asphodel. It is known to all of you that the Agarthans are on unfriendly terms with Ulm, and it should be telling that they declined to let Vanheim negotiate peace between them. If Agartha gains access to Ermor's supply of death gems, then all of us may consider ourselves lost. First, provide succor to our troops in Ermor. Any artifacts provided to us will be returned on completion of the war. We look to you in particular, Avalon, for aid in this matter. Do not let your holy crusade become a fool's errand. She bangs the butt of her spear twice upon the floor, indicating she waits reply. So, yeah. After that turn, I was a little bit like, oh my god, this is going terrible. And it kind of is. So, I do want, if I could, I wanted to try to get Daz to put together a cauldron of broth that I could then use, but it turns out that's not going to be very obtainable. So let's see, here's his response. Greetings, Council of the Living. Our armies march southward into the lands of the goblins to try and catch the main Asphodel army there. Know that this turn we also have a small army marching on Holoma, and this will be the furthest that army will march unless it borders an enemy. Our income is such that we can barely pay for our modest armies, so gold is out of the question. Yeah, right. We will switch research to construction this month to form an enormous cauldron of broth, but this will require a number of months to construct. This represents a big change in our plans, and so, Vanheim, we propose the following in full knowledge of the other members. We will construct a cauldron, and in return we ask for a winged helm, construction 4. We will pay for half the cost of the winged helm, 10 air gems. That gives you a net gain of 5 gems. What say you, the Knights of the Grail? So yeah, well, here's what we know. We know that Daz does not have construction 4. That's too bad because I need that cauldron. And so if he doesn't have construction 4, then there's nothing he can do to help us. And I don't expect Shinuyama and certainly not Ulm to have construction 4, let alone the nature gems and nature mages to put it together. So really, Avalon was my only hope there. So here's what I wrote back. And this is several days later. Avalon and other council members, Avalon's proposal suits us not. It will take too much time. We must withdraw our armies from Ermor for now so that they may gain fresh supplies. Avalon, focus your research instead on what will strengthen you as our ally. Hear us. We need immediate succor to continue our invasion. Your cauldron will be of no use if it arrives only after our armies are dead. Vanheim has no choice now but to defer to Agartha in the war against Ermor. I consider this true. If you press Asphodel so that they must withdraw from Shinuyama, that will help, but do not tarry and do not be overzealous. Look to your borders to the north. Do not allow yourself to be squeezed into irrelevance between Vanheim and Agartha. Remember, too, that we speak as your ally. Your future well-being affects our own. If your power is checked, so too is our own. As it stands now, Agartha is poised to control all the territory surrounding the small sea. Even Asphodel must surely know this. At the very least, allow Agartha and Asphodel to fight while the rest of us rebuild. Do you mislike the Agarthan-Asphodel peace treaty as much as Vanheim? Allowing those two nations to border will be the most effective way to prematurely dissolve that onerous alliance. If there are other suggestions, Fafnir will hear them. So, yes, mostly telling the truth in this one. Let's see. I do have to withdraw my troops, I believe that. Yeah. And the cauldron will not arrive in time if with the plan that man has given us. And yes, I will have to defer to Agartha against Ermor, and there's not a lot I can do. We'll see what Marcus chooses. He will probably let me go back and siege Ermor and not try to take it, but really he can do what he wants, and I can't really do anything about it. I do appreciate that he is pressing on Asphodel, and Dwarf Comic, I think, needs the reprieve. I haven't been able to talk to him, but Like, yeah, him and Shinuyama are going at it, and that's not useful to me, obviously. Yeah, I'm more worried about Agartha. And his northern border as well. He's talking about taking a province that's next to that land bridge, but that's really not going to be of much use either, because it's not going to put Shinuyama in... it's not going to give Shinuyama... Well, no, Shinuyama will have a border with Agartha, but it's a tenuous one. It'll be okay. I'm starting to regret more and more this alliance I have with Daz, because if he doesn't make himself useful, then he's dead weight. And that's how I view Avalon at the moment, and I need Avalon to stop this silliness with Asphodel and start looking at its position at home. And if Agartha gets too powerful, then I don't want to be put into a position where I have to decide which of the two to attack, because it may work out that I choose to attack my ally man because he's weaker, and that's going to be unfortunate. Yeah, and I've told the guys that really I want to try to prioritize keeping Ermor out of Agartha's hands, and by Ermor I mean the capital province where all those death gems are. Okay, so here's where things are getting a little bit more sneaky. Okay, so here is a private missive I sent to Ermor. Lich King of Ermor, we come to inform you that we are withdrawing our armies from your capital province. An Agarthan army of 5 stone hurlers, 23 shard guards, and 1 Oracle of the Ancients is moving to take the province Oak Halls, 131, this turn. That is my province. Vanheim has prepared no defense. If your forces move this turn to engage them, we promise not to attack your capital the following turn, and we can begin a goodwill ceasefire contingent upon your efforts to eliminate the invading Agarthans. Make no mistake, the Agarthans come to conquer your lands. If you allow them to do this, Vanheim will have no choice but to join them. This is all true. Once the buzzards settle in, then it's every hyena to the carcass. Asphodel has seen to it that Shinuyama will no longer trouble you in the north. I believe this is true. If further intervention is necessary, Vanheim will aid you there one way or another. If persuasion should fail, invasion will prevail. And that's a little bit of a bluff on my part. I am not eager to threaten Shinuyama, but I'll try to let Ermor believe I am. However, I will, and I think I can, persuade Shinuyama to back off. I think I can talk Tortuga into that, and I think I can talk him into seeing Agartha the same way I do. We'll see. I just don't think... Let me put it this way. I don't think Shinuyama has anything to lose by backing off and rebuilding. We are well aware your forces are unconsolidated. Give us an alternative plan where you destroy the Agarthan army, and we will receive it graciously and place it under consideration. The Vanir Conduit of Fafnir. Yeah, so I don't know. That's a big thing for me, though, is Agartha can attack Ermor and really probably lose nothing, whereas I'm losing as I fight Ermor. And so I would be totally willing to back off Ermor at this point, even though I know that we've declared war on them, and I'm trying to follow through with the plans that you guys suggested to me in the comments of going after Ermor, but I'm afraid that I may have come too late. The provinces are already mostly destroyed, mostly worthless. My troops are getting weakened, and that's on me. That's my fault for, tarrying and dithering and not getting to it before Agartha became such a menace. But that's the situation I'm in right now. So we'll see. I am concerned about Daz, though, and if he doesn't... I don't know what to do on that front with him. If he's determined to not attack anybody but Asphodel until the end of the game, that may be a liability that I cannot tolerate. So we'll see what happens. I may have to make an ultimatum and tell him that if he does not attack Agartha or make himself useful to me, then I'm going to vassalize him and we're just going to go into war. Similarly, I'm having an extremely difficult time negotiating with Agartha as well, and that's just because our peace treaties are difficult to... We're having a difficult time coming up with a good peace treaty. Like, for example, Marcus was like, oh, I'll give you a peace treaty for 5 turns, or I was like, no, I want one for... I'll take an indefinite peace treaty, and then he's like, well, I'd really like to have a time limit. So I was like, well, okay, how about 100 years? So he obviously balked at that one. So we're in a we're in a bit of a stalemate diplomatically, even as we're working together to try to take on Ermor. And obviously, I want to weaken Agartha in order to have a stronger position at the diplomatic table to get Agartha to settle back. Yeah, like, I feel like I'm getting into a Cold War with Agartha, and some of that, again, is all my own doing. And I don't mind, that's part of the game. But it is what it is, too. Like, if we don't come up with some kind of long-term peace accord, then, you know, like to me, offering me a 5-turn peace treaty is like saying, I'm going to attack you in 5 turns. Like, with the way Marcus is saying, like, I will not break my word. It's like, well, if you're not going to break your word, then basically what you're saying is, as soon as your word's up, you're going to do that. Like, I mean, what else are you going to do? Otherwise, you would ask for 10 turns, right? If you didn't want to attack me in 5 turns, you wouldn't ask for 5 turns. It's not quite that simplistic, obviously, but from my perspective, like, I have to kind of think that way. So, yeah, that's why it's like... and Marcus doesn't want to go into an open-ended peace treaty either, because he doesn't trust me, and, you know, he's also, I mean, I'm in the way of him winning the game too, so, yeah, it's a difficult negotiation, and it's not one that I don't know if we're going to be able to resolve it. Like I said, right now we're cooperating to attack Ermor, but we're definitely frenemies, so I may just have to give up and just be like, okay, we can't come to terms, so... yeah, I guess if you attack me, I'm going to attack you, and vice versa. We may not be able to get anything better than that, and I may have to take that tack. But we'll see. I'll come back to at the end of the episode with any further diplomacy, if there is further diplomacy. But now let's stop here and go and take a look at the actual turn, where I may repeat some of this information just as we look at the map. All right, let's take a look at my army movement for this turn. So... we have this scout here, Verbius, who's continuing to go into Asphodel's territory. And I just want to get a look on where... I need to be able to observe what's going on with Asphodel's capital. Let's see, I have an army moving out of Ermor up here to Perenna, and they are sneaking in. And this army is composed of Gandalf, the inexperienced Vanhurst, and all these diseased Vans. They're starving, and they're wounded or diseased in some way. Battle Fright, yeah, like very subpar units. Wow, Battle Fright. This guy's, yeah, diseased, etc. Anyway, we're moving them up here to Perenna, and the reason we're sneaking in instead of attacking is because you'll notice that their morale is abysmal. So I'm not sure that if I snuck attack that I would even win. So we're going to move in here. We're going to resolve the starvation penalty, I hope. And we'll get a look at what's going on here. And if I don't see an army here, then we'll just attack this province. We'll sneak attack it the next turn. But yeah, I'm going to repair my guys. And because they are such subpar units, it's not like taking them out of serious combat is going to be a big blow to my army. That's my hope. This scout here, Aurelius, is moving into Oliffa just to check out what's going on there. I don't see armies here, but the thing with my scouts is I don't know if my scouts would detect an army or not. I really don't know. I assume that there is no army here in either of these provinces, so I'm pretty sure it would be safe to attack. Again, like I said, the reason I'm not going to go direct attack, though, is because the morale on my troops is so low that I might as well give them a break. And, yeah, like I said, let's take a look, but... and I'll feel very comfortable knowing, once I'm here, I'll feel more comfortable knowing if there's troops here or not. Let's see, over here, this scout, Sulpicius, is going to go ahead and move into Scythia and get a look over here. Let's see, Marius is hiding out. As you'll remember from my previous correspondence, this is Oak Halls, the army of Marcus Aurelius is going to be moving into here. I'm going to keep my scout here to observe and see what Sabouts does. I have a hunch Sabouts is not going to go after Marcus. He's going to move this army into this castle and reinforce it and hunker down, because I don't see that he has really much other choice. But if he responds, and he hasn't yet, to my overtures of diplomacy, then, you know, I mean to make good on my promise to let him try to fend off Agartha, because there's no point in me, killing my troops to kill him faster, and there's no reason for him to fight more people at once than he needs to, unless he's, given up on the game. Which I don't think Sabouts would do. I think he's probably likely to fight until the end. And my personal feeling too is, even if you get vassalized in a game, like, it's better to surrender than to fight to the death. And just, because if you fight to the death and you die, you're for sure out of the game. As long as you allow yourself to be vassalized, you've still got something, even if it's, a 1 in a million chance. You've still got something. So that's my philosophy, and I don't know how Sabouts will look at his position. Because the counter argument to that is that, like, the sooner you win, the sooner you get to go home. So maybe that's really winning. Maybe that's winning the game of life. So that's another concern too. It's like, well, the sooner this game is over, the sooner you can start a new game and you can win that game. So if your goal is to win games, sometimes it's better to admit defeat and start a new game. So I don't know what he's going to do. But anyway, I don't know what I would do in his situation either. Like, it's a legit problem you face as a player when you find yourself on the ropes like this. So anyway, I am moving my largest force of units. All of these guys, I broke them up. So yeah, except for Gunlag's going, and Ivik, except for Gandalf, all of these guys are moving their troops back into Grey Mercs. I'm not going to stay in this province and cause my troops to starve and to starve and continue to get diseased. I don't think there's any logic to that. I could continue to push into Ermor, but really Ermor is the biggest thing on my mind right now, capturing this capital, even though it's worthless to me. I kind of want to keep it out of the hands of the Agarthans. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything, but for now, I just want to save my army. I don't want to smash it to pieces, just trying to take provinces over here arbitrarily. And another thing that's on my mind too is, I discussed earlier about my attempts at establishing a peace between me and the Agarthans, and currently, who knows, maybe a message will come in as I'm recording this. Currently, I've sent the Agarthans an offer of a mutual non-aggression pact that will last until Ermor is completely eliminated from the game. And I'm feeling more and more like that's going to be my last offer. If Marcus wants to say, well, 3 turns after Ermor gets eliminated or something like that, then I'll be like, yeah, okay. But if I can't get Agartha to agree. I mean, we've just been going back and forth too much, and it's starting to take a toll on my time and mental reserves. And it may just excuse me. It may just be better for us to stay in a stalemate Cold War situation than to continue bumping back and forth trying to establish a treaty that neither of us understands the terms of, because that can be a problem too. If we agree to a peace treaty, like, Marcus would not break his word. What I'm worried about is that we interpret the treaty differently. And if we interpret the treaty differently, then one of us is going to break the treaty in the eyes of the other. You know what I mean? And in addition to the fact that, like, if Marcus gives me something like, I'll give you peace for 3 turns, that's not a peace treaty. That's just a declaration of war 3 turns later. I mean, again, it's not guaranteed, but it's just kind of like, I have to kind of consider that. And so, I have to consider it that way, like, to be conservative. So anyway, I've said enough about that. That's why I'm going to back off of Ermor. This is my bad too. I do feel like this has been a strategic error on my part, not pushing into Ermor sooner. And I know I asked you guys way back after turn 7 what you thought I should do. And it was with this sinking feeling that it was a little too late. But regardless, I think I've learned a lot from it. So anyway, it may be too late to take Ermor. It'll be interesting to see what you guys' comments are. You may already have screamed at me a few turns ago that, like, you're wasting your time on Ermor. You spent too much time, and now it's over. You should change tactics. And anyway, that's kind of the nature of the beast. The 5-turn delay is as much to kind of protect you guys from accidental spoilers as much as it is us as well. So And, you know, also not, yeah, because we appreciate the advice. I certainly appreciate the advice, but yeah, it's by design that that it comes too late. All right, here in Greymerks is where we're uniting all of our troops. So let's see, everybody here I think is size 2 or size 3 except for my infantry. So we're going to have a lot of food on our mind over here. At least we get a supply bonus from the boar. And hopefully this province will be able to sustain these troops. Now over here in this province I have Gordon Overkill for the time being preaching. So if I can, I want to knock out this Dominion, or at least knock it down. Probably slim chances of that happening. But he is a level 2 priest, so maybe. And as you can see, he's just got these Einheirs. I'm keeping my unstealthed units underneath him, and my stealthy units I've put here with Ratatosk. You may be wondering, what's this one van doing? Well, this one van here is diseased, has an ever-healing wound, and has battle fright, so he's pretty nerfed. He's pretty awful. So if anybody's going to get targeted first, I want it to be him. So I've put him in the front, and then the rest of the guys are right behind him. And Ratatosk is coming down here to the Deadlands. And additionally, well, basically, he's going to be preparing to take this province, Juek, back for me. And let's see, what else have we got going on? Oh, very important news, because you may be looking at this, seeing that my treasury is 6 when my income is 1,500, so where did it all go? Alright, another controversial decision, maybe too little too late, maybe going too much, but I'm going to have my scout here, Hero Talpolis, the scout. I'm going to have him begin construction of a castle. So I'm going to try to get a castle in on top of this throne as soon as possible. Okay, and one unfortunate thing is I believe that he will be visible as he's building the castle. I don't believe stealthy is going to help unless, like, he's not stealthed right now is my assumption. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. Tylos the Grim. Tylos the Grim is taking his army back to Vanheim. And from here, Tylos is going to pick up some more troops, and then he is going to sail and attack Juek alongside Ratatosk. And that's probably going to be far more troops than necessary, but let's get it done. And let's get it done with few casualties, and then let's start thinking about bringing our troops down south, perhaps to get rid of these knights as our pretender, and our other armies are getting preoccupied with this particular throne. So that's going to be kind of my strategy there. So I do have this Ichthyid Lord, which I recruited, which I'm kind of annoyed with myself now because I need an Ichthyid Lord over here, but I don't have the money for it because I want to start pillaging these provinces before Marcus comes back for them. But anyway, Fafnir is going to go in here and take out this province. I'm pretty sure he's going to be just fine. And I've got him scripted to cast 3 spells and then hold for 2 turns to maybe get back some fatigue. I don't know how this is going to work out. We'll see. Let's see. Take a look at my research real quick because that's related to Fafnir. So a lot of you guys have been saying go for evocation, which I think is my base preference as well. And of course pick up Summon Storm Power at some point. Summon Water Power wouldn't be bad for Fafnir either, but I am going to go ahead and try to pick up Alteration level 2. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, dang, you know. Yeah, because there's some good spells here for my Pretender, and I should be able to get level 2 very quickly before I then start moving on to Evocation level 3. And level 3 Evocation does not have anything good for me, really. Yeah, Mist, that's like the only thing I might be able to cast. Acid Bolt, nope. Freezing Mist, nope. Shadow Bolt I might also be able to cast with a, what are they called, Mana Draughts, so kind of not very useful in the short term. So that's why I'm thinking I might pick up Alteration level 2 first. The thing I don't like about it is I'm going to be getting Phantasmal Warrior, and that's going to start messing with the AI in an unpleasant way. like all my air mage ones are going to start wanting to cast Phantasmal Warrior when they should be casting like basically anything other than that. So maybe a mistake, but also resist lightning. Yeah, it's not really, this isn't really that great, but whatever. It's my decision, and that's the way I'm making it for now. Alright, so I knew I forgot something, so I'm going to insert this in real quick. Over here in Blue Beauty is where my troops routed, and so I am recruiting a Triton commander over here, and he will pick up these 6 Triton troopers, and he is going to move those into the Cerulean Sea, and we're going to begin either patrolling or the opposite, which is pillaging. One of the two. So that's the plan right there. Alright, so this Ichthyid Lord, I'm not going to try to get him up into this province. I'll probably just try to recruit an Ichthyid Lord out of this province the next turn. What this Ichthyid Lord's going to do is he's going to come down here, and then I'm going to use him to... Hopefully this will work. I'm going to have him attack this province, Emerald Lake, and then retreat, and hopefully he'll retreat back on the land. I don't think there should be a problem with that. But yeah, I'm going to have him do that just to find out what's in this province with the Turtle Tribe Tritons and see if my Pretender might possibly be able to take them out. And by the time my Pretender gets down there, we should have Alteration in. And so, again, we should have, you know, Quicken Self, Ice Shield, you know, Stone Skin, some of these things, like, that should make him a lot more tanky in combat. So I'm hoping at that point he might be able to solo this army. If there's magic users, which there probably will be, may have to reconsider. But we'll see. If that happens, then, well, we'll see. But I'd like to get through this province here. I mean, if nothing else, I could just take this one and then try to circumnavigate. But I'd like to grab these water provinces up. So, anyway. Over here, we're recruiting a single scout because I need to get eyes all over Agartha. Yeah, Agartha is a big problem, and as much as I need to keep, as much as I want to keep somebody around here to kind of keep an eye out on what's going on with Asphodel and Ermor and these neutral provinces, I also need to really have a spy in every single one of Agartha's lands. One thing from diplomacy that you'll note that I'm annoyed about is Daz's claims of privation when we have this commander right here in this province. What do you think this commander's doing? I'll tell you what I think he's doing. I think he's building a castle. So, you know, and look at this. We have a temple over here. Come on, man. Give me a break, Daz. Don't tell me you're... I mean, I'm not seriously angry or anything. I'm just what's the word for it? I'm just giving him a bad time on camera. But you know, it's like, dude, you're building temples. I know that you've built temples, man, and you're doing that instead of sending money to Ulm or sending money to me or helping with the war effort or building armies, or you know, you're dithering about. So it's like I'm gonna use that for diplomatic leverage with the other guys, and just let them know that you know, how many temples have they built? How many fortresses have they built? Well, we know the answer to that with Tortuga. So, but I don't blame them for doing that. I don't blame them for doing it. You know, and a lot of you guys have been telling me, and I agree, that I've taken too long to start working on my own fortresses and castles, and I kind of think you're right in hindsight. So yeah, I don't blame him for doing it or anything. And of course Marcus is doing it. Everybody's doing it. So everybody's doing it these days. I'm just following along. But yeah, it does betray the in my opinion, he could have done more if he'd wanted to. He just didn't want to. So I'm not going to have it. But we're all talking in character, so it's fine. Let's see. Yeah, move up here. I want to get eyes up into this land here with Shinuyama. Daz is going to be moving this army to take this province. I kind of hope he loses, just because I'm annoyed with Avalon at the moment. But on the other hand, I also need Avalon to do better since they're my ally. I'm really starting to consider Avalon to be a millstone around my neck. They are not helping. They're not helping me. And as I said earlier, if they're not helping, then they're dead weight. And so a lot of you guys who were encouraging me to go and just destroy Avalon from the beginning of the game, I kind of feel like, yeah, I agree. like, in hindsight, I might have put myself in a better... I mean, considering it was I don't regret the decision to ally with Avalon at the time. It's just that it hasn't paid off. Like, being allied with Avalon has given me nothing this game. You know, right now, in my time of need, when I need, like, a cauldron of broth or whatever, like, they can't do that. They haven't sent any money. They haven't expanded fast enough. You know, they've let Agartha take control of these lands over here, which, you know, it's understandable that it's hard, because here's Agartha. This is their cap circle, you know. Yeah, there's been these provinces here in the wasteland that I've been taking, and, you know, and Avalon sent me those messages, hey, those were our provinces. It's like, well, then take them. If they're yours, take them. I'm just giving Daz a bad time. I'm not actually, I'm speaking in-game persona, okay? Yeah, so I'm just expressing my strategic viewpoint of my alliance with Avalon, and how I feel that like I said, it hasn't helped. He's only just now getting down here to address the problems with Asphodel. So, speaking of Asphodel and Ermor, so you saw the missive I already sent to Ermor. I have not heard back. Asphodel, I cannot get Dwarf Comic on the horn, so I don't know. I am gonna not give up, but I am looking seriously at flipping sides here and, you know, allying with Ermor and Asphodel. And if I do that, I think I can get Ulm to join. And if we do that, Daz and Tortuga is currently making the sounds that he's very weak in the council. In his diplomacy, he's making it sound like Asphodel is about to destroy him. And I've asked him to confirm with, like, kind of more solid numbers because, you know, again, from my point of view, he's got a fortress over here. You know, I know he's got that fortress. Where is it? Oh, right here. So I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, are you really in that dire a straits? Like, I don't know. Maybe Asphodel is here. If Asphodel captures that fortress, yeah, it's gonna be bad for Tortuga. So maybe he isn't exaggerating. But anyway, the problem though is that, you know, does Asphodel want to capture that fortress and lose their capital? Come on, surely not. So I feel like, you know, Asphodel's probably sending a message more than anything. I certainly am not willing to lose my army to capture Ermor, so I don't think Dwarf Comic's that reckless, but who knows, maybe he's at a point now. Like I said, I can't get him on the horn, so I can't find out. You know, maybe he's looking at extinction and has, you know, decided that he's had it or something. I don't know. But I'd like to get Dwarf Comic to help, since, like I said, more and more I'm looking at Avalon as not being as helpful right now. We'll see, though. All Avalon has to do is start being useful, and everything I've said is completely invalidated. You know, like all my criticisms instantly evaporate. I just need it to pay off, and it hasn't paid off. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm waiting on this investment, and in the meantime, I'm paying interest on the loans, is how I feel. And, yeah, you know, if you've ever made those kinds of investments, it's like every day that you're paying money and not seeing any return, you're kind of like, why did I do this? This is a bad investment, you know, and then all of a sudden the payday comes and you're like, oh, that's why I did it. I'm brilliant. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm in that hard zone right now where I'm just kind of complaining about not seeing a return on my investment here, because it was an opportunity cost to leave Daz alone, so to speak. But I shouldn't be blaming him, because like I said, I had the opportunity over here to take out Ermor, and I've dropped the ball. Agartha's got these really powerful armies that I know some of you guys, and feel free to push back against me if you think I'm still exaggerating or if I'm overestimating his strength, but he hasn't lost any troops as far as I know. And so I'm worried. It's like, I don't think I can beat him. I think I don't know, if you took all of his army and all of my army and put them in a pitched battle, I might win, but that is a I might win, but it would be a Pyrrhic victory at best. And then I don't know if after that I'd be able to rebuild my army in time, as he rebuilds his. And a lot of you guys mentioned the magic, and saying that magic mitigates blesses. Well, the thing is he's beating me on magic too. He's already got enchantment 3. He has fire shield, so he's undoubtedly beating me on the magic research. There's no way I can catch up to him there. So he's got a better bless and he's got better magic, and he's he's got good units. So it's not looking, from my point of view, I don't think I'm in a good position. And anyway, let's take a look at our recruitment here in Vanheim. So we're finishing up with our Dwarven Smith. I've decided to grab as many Vans as I can. I'm not recruiting any Fey Boars yet, even though I need them desperately. And the reason for that is because I can't recruit enough Fey Boars to get them here, and I'm not going to just have a daisy chain of Fey Boars sailing across the sea. Okay, I need approximately 4 more Fey Boars to feed this army, I believe. And so when I can recruit 4 Fey Boars, that's when we take them all together across the sea with the army, and I'll be able to calculate my supply costs, etc., and try to make it supply neutral, and then we'll go into Ermor once more with that calculation in mind. So that's the plan. That's the plan there. That's why I'm pulling out, not making any Fey Boars. If Daz and the rest want me to attack Ermor, which to all indications to me, they don't seem to care. Well, then he can send me money. Like I said, and again, I'm sorry it sounds so snippy, but yeah, it is. Like, if we get down to brass tacks, hard politics, real politic, then I'm not gonna throw my army away for Avalon, for Avalon's Holy Crusade. I'm not gonna throw my army away against Ermor when that's doing nothing to help Tortuga. I would rather find another way, and if that means coming back and going around Ermor's capital to try to snatch provinces away from Agartha, then that's what I'll do. And yeah, it's a frustrating position in the game, and yeah, it's a frustrating position. Let's see over here. Finishing the fortress, that's going to still take a few more turns. If you're still wondering about what to do here, obviously this province is a problem. I may, depending on how things look over here, I may divert Fafnir to take it out, or I may have my guys, once they finish Juek, sail down here. I think from here they'll be able to get to Midland, either Midland or Solian, and then from there one more turn to go and conquer Belagor. In the meantime, my prophet is going to consolidate over here on Na Umral, and we're going to take this province out with our sacred troops, and I am going to immediately claim the throne. And that's another decision that I think might be a bit controversial, because by claiming thrones, that puts me closer to victory, and that puts a target on my back. But on the other hand, I don't see how I'm going to win this game, the longer it goes. The longer the game goes, I think my chances for victory just drop significantly. They've already dropped quite significantly. From, I had a very good start, which a lot of that good start too, I have to say, was just blind luck. I mean, remember how close I came to just losing my Pretender here in Giant's Rest. That was very touch and go, and if I'd lost my Pretender, this would be a completely different game for me. So I appreciate all the encouragement you guys gave me on my early episodes, but yeah, a lot of it was just luck. And now I don't have that luck anymore. I need to do something. So we're going to claim the throne here. If possible, I'm going to use Fafnir to claim the throne down here. And since I'm claiming these provinces along the way, hopefully that will at the very least stall Marcus from getting his own priest level 3s down there. And that's the other thing too, is I only have Fafnir and Chadvig to claim thrones. Marcus can have priest. He can just pump out tons of these priest 3s. He can recruit them, I can't. So, yeah. Go down and try to claim these 2 thrones. Then I'm going to have my prophet move up here and try to claim the throne at Ephisbor. And that's a good throne, the Throne of Fortune. So, once we're there, let's see what we got. If all of these thrones, 1, 2, 3, and 4, if these are all level 2 thrones, that's going to put me at 8 points. If that happens, everybody's going to attack me, and I'm going to attack Daz here. Like, I told Daz, and I mean it. I'm not gonna make a move against him unless it's to win the game. Like, if this is the only throne left, then for role-playing purposes, I'll just voice all the grievances I made before. That, oh, Vanheim sacrificed all these troops on your behalf, and you did nothing. It's time for you to come under our rule, and you know, I'll just fabricate a role-playing in-character excuse, and then we'll take that throne. I highly doubt that I'm going to be fortunate enough to have these all turn out to be level 2 or one of the level 3 thrones. More likely, one of them is a level 1. I still don't know what this one is. I don't know what this one is. But there's more level 1 thrones, I think, than anything else. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's still more level 1 thrones than there are level 2 thrones. And we know that Throne of War, Brass Throne, Marcus is identified. Throne of Flames, Marcus is identified. So the lower throne, it could be the lower throne. It could be the Throne of Law. That would be nice. That would help me. It could be the Throne of Winter. Oh, yeah, if I could get the Mages of Winter. That might help since the Hydromancers are so expensive. Or it could be the Throne of the Second Age. That would be useful, too. All of those would be nice. For blesses. But otherwise, yeah, there's a decent chance that they're level 2s, but who knows. That's my current evaluation of my best possible path to victory. But, you know, if Agartha doesn't make peace with me, it's just going to be a matter of time before they attack me. And they will, like Marcus will. I'm worried about it. And I can't resist him. And then if he attacks me, I'm going to lose the Throne of Water. Again, like I said, I would be more willing to try to hold on to the Throne of Fortune, just because I think, strategically speaking, this is more important. It's a better province to have an income boost on and everything. So, arg. Well, I think I've spent a lot of time talking this episode. Anything else to look at? We're moving our scouts down here. Any other recruitment going on? I don't believe so. Tortuga is talking about even negotiating and giving some of these provinces to Avalon if Avalon can help against Agartha. Again, I'm still... Is he really in that dire straits? I mean, if he is, I don't know. More power to Asphodel, I guess. But did I say Agartha a moment ago? I meant Asphodel. Because I know I can negotiate with Asphodel if I can get... I know I can if I can just get Dwarf Comic to talk to me. But he's pretty busy, as you might guess from his schedule, his release schedule. As is Sabouts. Sabouts is also very busy. So it's kind of hard. That's one unfortunate metagame concern that makes it a little bit difficult for me to do diplomacy with them, is they're just both really busy. So, and for my part, I need to stop talking, I think, to some of my allies and go give them a little bit of the cold shoulder, and I don't know how else to get them to take me a little bit more seriously about some of my concerns. Of course, my concerns are all, even if I'm not consciously doing it that way, subconsciously I'm trying to win the game. So there may be some kind of like perverse thing going on inside my brain where I am just convincing myself that Agartha is a bigger problem than they are, just because I have some weird incentive to want to attack my neighbors. Same thing with like Daz. Like there may be something, like it may be my paranoia, it may be my irrational paranoia that's making me like have all these doubts about his value as an ally, which may be completely off base. So who knows? But anyway, I think that covers all of my movement and all of my plans so far. And yeah, anything else to go over? Let's take a look real quick at our nation overview. We know what we're doing with these armies. Building a fortress, be done in 3 turns. Okay, Zarya, Fafnir, Hugin is in Vanheim. Yes, Hugin is moving... Whoops. Hugin is moving into this province with this army of vans. So 9 vans plus the van hearse, combined with Zarya's 12 vans, and then these worthless infantry And in addition to, we'll be able to get a few archers. Oh, I guess are there no archers? Yeah, we got one extra archer there. And then over here, we got 6 more archers there. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to take on this army here. And that's it. That is it. Unless something comes up in diplomacy that I need to add into the video, this is going to do it for this episode. A lot of pontificating on my part. A lot of it probably junk strategy. I don't know. I've shared as much of my thinking as I can with you, and obviously it's all very subjective, so some of what I may be saying is completely nonsense, but it's based on my limited information and my subjective interpretation of other people's messages and intents, and that's just something that makes the game complicated and interesting. And yeah, like I said, no matter how much we might try to make our agreements rock solid, there's just always going to be this human factor in them that is going to cause conflict and move the game forward. If we didn't have that, then the war game would never end. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. And as always, wish me luck, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.